Just before the first day of class, residents of Piedmont North and the University Commons at Georgia State University were placed on lockdown after an attempted carjack and shootout between a man and GSU police.
I think we're all just a little bit shook about it, but I think the police has it under control.
Around 10:45 p.m., GSU PD responded to suspected drug activity between a man and woman at the stairwell of the University Commons parking deck. These are the suspects GSU PD are now looking to identify. According to Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta, all callers will remain anonymous and are eligible for a reward of up to $2,000 if it leads to an arrest. GSU Chief of Police Joseph Spillane says officers were able to detain and identify the woman involved at the scene.
She gave us her ID and we checked her. We ran her identification. She did not flee from the scene. She didn't give us a valid reason for being in the stairwell.
Another officer spotted the man involved in the second level of the parking deck. When an officer responded, the man fled to the fourth level. The officer then reported the man was armed. The man jumped from the fourth level of the parking deck to the ground below and managed to flee. Officers then encountered the man when attempting to carjack two separate cars on Piedmont, prompting him to run. What followed was about 3 to 4 bullets towards officers as the man made his way down the highway towards the on-ramp behind the University Commons. 2 other officers then spotted the man on the other side of the University Commons near Jesse Hill Jr. Drive. That's when officers began to fire bullets. The man was able to scale a fence and flee from the scene. There are no reported injuries. GSU PD released a campus broadcast at 12:06 a.m. stating a suspect was in custody. Chief Spillane says it was not the man they were looking for.
The person that was put in custody in the Lanier parking lot did not match the suspect's description. He was put in handcuffs and detained. They found out he wasn't the person and they let him go.
A canine was brought to the scene but lost track of his scent. Just before 1 a.m., the lockdown was lifted. Chief Spillane says the 2 suspects are not believed to be Georgia State students and they are working to identify the man.
Our real focus right now is identifying this individual so we can take warrants out for his arrest. If he is a Georgia State student, he's an older student. We don't believe that he's a Georgia State student at this point.
Moving forward, GSU PD will increase patrol of the stairwell where the 2 suspects entered.
How did they get in the stairwell? Because those stairwells, the doors don't have handles on the outside, so someone had to push it from the inside or prop it open. So we're increasing our patrols, we're increasing our door checks in that area to make sure that doors are not propped open improperly, so people who shouldn't be in those stairwells or in those parking decks cannot get in there.
For Georgia State senior Justin Town said, an incident like this is not surprising on campus.
Honestly, I didn't really feel any type of way about it. Like, you hear a lot of these stories all the time on campus. It's just now you see the cops. I mean, we saw cops last year and all that, but other than that, it's nothing really new.
But for Georgia State freshman Oni Okiki, it was a welcoming of both.
It was kind of surprising because I felt like it was like we just moved in like as freshmen, at least for me, but at the same time it's not very surprising because, you know, it's still the city.
If you can help identify any of these suspects, contact Crime Stoppers at 404-577-8477. From Piedmont North, I'm Kevin Sanchez for Panther Report News.